Our next speaker is one who had the impact of, I work with a congressman. So we all thought, well, let's listen up. But then you find this is a really smart, thoughtful person who can share with us in some ways that are deeply meaningful. Along with Yvette, Joe was on a panel coming back from the convention. Many of us felt active and engaged, and we were watching the convention and working on the campaign, but these folks came home and made it real for us, came and spoke to us about what had happened out in Denver, and it was just such a thrill, and since then I've come to think of her as a dear friend, and I'm glad you're here with us today. Joe. Johanna.
Thank you, David, always for doing this, you know, having me the second part, but for doing this is great. My message is really simple. First, let me just introduce myself in terms of what I do. Some of you, a lot of you have worked with me in this room. I used to be Congressman Van Hollen's scheduler after working on his first campaign for many years and did it last cycle at the DCCC. I'm now running our trainings and outreach efforts at the committee. So whenever we do trainings for potential finance directors, campaign managers, or briefings. We just did a training on Friday for chiefs of staff and press secretaries to let them know how to respond to when a tracker is following you on your campaign. How do you deal with that? How do you manage that? What are the legal rules? We had our legal team, you know, speak to them. And so there's things we do every day. Eventually we'll do our candidates, we'll do a big press thing. So, you know, that's what I do. I also focus on our outreach efforts. And, you know, again, some people in the room have been instrumental in helping me with that, Yvette in particular. But we are really looking to engage people at the DCCC on the congressional races. As many of you know, Obama's not running in 2010, but we picked up a large number of seats on the Democratic side in the last two election cycles, many of whom are in great danger of losing their seats. I think a lot of people in the room know that. Following Obama's remarks on Wednesday, and I'm an interesting person to be giving the message about getting involved in the Democratic Party, because I'm an idealist. And I want everybody to work together, and you know, focusing on a political party can be, you know, sort of divisive in that way. But one of the things that makes the Democratic Party so great right now is that we do have such a high volume of representation on different sides. I think that is one of the things that makes us different than the other party. I think the fact is we do have a lot of people who are more moderate, they're more down the middle, and that's what makes us great. That having been said, we're going to lose them. And I think that's really going to hurt the party if we do. And so my hope today is that for anybody who wants to get involved at all, if you know people who want to go out on congressional campaigns, you know, please talk to me. You know, please have them. Although I did tell David I have to hit another event shortly after this, but I'm going to leave my cards with you. And I really hope people will, you know, think about who they know, young, old, in the middle, every, you know, color, whatever your background is, to get involved this cycle. It is urgent. It is imminent, and I promise Congressman Van Hollen, more importantly, that everybody in the room would help. So I need to deliver that on my job's in jeopardy, and then I'll have a healthcare issue. But seriously, you know, we really do need people now. Right now, where we are, so people know, we are currently looking for finance directors and deputy finance directors to go out, who want to go out on our congressional races. Once they have enough money on their campaigns, we're going to be hiring campaign managers and then field directors, following that field organizers and press staff, which will be more in the 2010 year. But every campaign still needs volunteers. They need people engaged in getting involved. And, you know, whatever your ideas are, I certainly do want to hear them. Whatever you can do to help from wherever, I'm a direct contact for you to help you figure out how to do that. And hopefully, you know, we'll get your support in 2010. Thank you.